Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our morning briefing show. It's Wednesday, 27th of January. It's a great pleasure to have you here in this webinar show, in this morning briefing show. We want to talk about the markets and special day today. We expect a Federal Reserve decision today, and let's have a look at the numbers and the data, and let's see how we can trade it, or if we should trade it, by the way. Okay, so I hope you had a great night. You had a great start into this new trading day, and a really, how should I say, a really comfortable and relaxing sleep is for a trader essentially, because you need to be calm. You need to have this inner calm, this you find your inner freedom and your inner center, and that you can focus on sticking to the rules. You can see it here in the back. Stick to the rules always. Or with the words of Mando, never take off your mask. And we say never break the rules. Okay, I would say let's switch to my first slide this morning. And of course, we have to see the risk notes. And by the way, thanks a lot to my lovely host in the back. So we can make this. And I have here the chat and here the attendees. So guys, please feel free. If you have any questions, type it please in the chat box, because I want to answer your question, whatever is in your mind, whatever drives you crazy. Let's talk about that during this show. If you have something on YouTube, I have it on my right side. YouTube is still online too. If you have any questions there, Anthony, wonderful good morning to London, and nice to meet you here. And let's see. Okay, that's the risk note. Trading with financial instruments offered by other markets carries a high level of risk, which is not suitable for all investors due to their complex nature. Before entering into client agreement or making a transaction, please make sure to read the terms and conditions of our service. Consult a specialist if necessary to ensure you understand the risk involved in trading. By the way, guys, I'm a German guy, so my English is colored a little bit German as well. So I say sorry if I miss some words or my grammar is not the best. But Anthony had a coaching with me, and Anthony understand everything what I try to explain. So please have a little bit mercy with me if my English is not like a native speaker, of course. Okay, so that's the rules. If we have a look at the market, then we follow the rules. Outcoming of the correction always, and that's the that's the 4 rules. That was too quick. That's the 4 rules. We need a valid trend. We need a young trend. We want outcoming of the correction, and then we wait for the balance candle in Heikin Ashi. As every day, let's have a look back to yesterday. It was a really interesting day, but let's do it in the charts. What we expect today. So we have different numbers today. First of all, at 1 hour time, the MBA weekly mortgage. Then I guess the most important numbers today is the weekly petroleum status report and the inventory data, and let's see what's coming out there. So we have a look at the oil price, but the most important thing for today is the US interest rate decision. So and this will have a big impact to Euro USD, British pound, US dollar, Japanese yen, Nasdaq, of course, Dow Jones. All indices will be affected by this number. And of course, this means for us as day trader, in hourly chart means we are day traders, especially if you're trading 5 minutes. But even as an hourly chart, we are day traders. So it's really difficult to trade in such days. That's my private advice for you. Please, today, stay on the sideline. We don't open a trade today in the indices or in dollar. Why? even we know what to expect it. Let's have a look at the countdown to the FOMC. This is a special site of the CME group. It's an official site of the government of USA. So, and you can see 100% of all market participants or responsible guys and traders expect a no change, no changing. We will remain in the target rate between 0 and 25%. So we don't expect anything there. But, you know, we have the press conference afterwards, and we cannot know what Mr. Powell will tell us in this. And maybe this can bring a little bit move to the market. Good morning to everybody. Again, I'm so happy that you're here with me and we can share about our trading ideas here. So if you have any questions, type in the chat box, please. I try to answer all your questions if it's possible for me. Okay, so even we don't expect any changing in this night. It's 8 German time. Please switch it to your own time. Even we don't expect any movement in the rate decision. We cannot know what Mr. Powell will tell us in the press conference. And as a private trader, maybe you can have your own opinion. That's nice. You can interpret the numbers. You can interpret the news of the economy data, whatever it is. It's fine. And it's okay if you can explain everything there. But if you are not the bank, and if you are not the government, if you are a private trader, you cannot have an effect to the market. You can have your opinion, but you cannot force the market that your trade will be a winner or a loser. It's based on probability. So therefore, it's a gambling if you want to trade today. So please be patient. Even we see rules today, even we have great setups today, it's really, really dangerous to open a trade before this important data will coming out. This is my private opinion and the private advice as your coach, as your mentor. Please stay on the sideline all the time. As long as we cannot see the numbers. When the numbers are done after 8 o'clock, then we can see the big moves and then we can see what we can do. But then it's in the evening and we don't have anything to do. Okay, please, this is a big advice. No trading today in indices or everything what is related to the US dollar. So now switch to the, here we go. Here, switch to the charts right now. And let's start the beautiful picture. And this is the, how should I say, that's the Nasdaq. So you could see the big impact yesterday. We had bad numbers, more sellers than yesterday. If you ask why this happened yesterday, there is only one question, only one answer. We had more sellers than buyers. The why beyond for us as private traders is not important. As private traders, and I showed you the last 3 times, please, if you want to repeat the knowledge, then subscribe the YouTube channel of Red Markets, this UK, this morning briefing show, because I showed you pictures with your team you're trading with. We have millions of private traders and we have millions of pro traders. They're all educated. They have a long education. They have long experience. And that's your team. That's not your enemies. That's the players. Because there's only one playing field. There's only one playground. We don't have different Euro USD. We don't have different Nasdaq. We don't have different Dow Jones. All of us, we have a meeting point. And the meeting point is the book map. And if you want to sell something, you need a buyer on the other side. So, and if you think with your buy position, you will make money, on the other side, the other person is also sure that he can make money if he buys something. So who is right? Who is right? So you see, it's just a quick hints for to think about to today. So the only answer, the only proper answer why we saw this sharply decrease yesterday was suddenly we had more volume on the lower side than on the seller side than on the buyer side. So you can, for example, show the tick volume there, and you can see, look at this one. Here you can see it very clearly. So where is my, you can see there, suddenly the volume increases up and up and up. So they forced the private money into the long positions. Then the volume on the seller side was too big, too huge, and then the price dropped down. But today, look, we reached already the record high again. So it's just a trick, and more on the lower side, we had more volume. So the price came back and now we are up again. So the first rule is valid trend. Could you please explain when is a trend is valid for you? Thanks. Of course, look at this one. If you have a move, if you have a correction, it's not a valid trend. You need a close above the last high, or vice versa on the other side, on the short side. This is a valid trend. If you don't see that, it's not a valid trend. And if rule number 1 doesn't fit, stop trading. All the other rules are based on rule number 1. So, but let's have a look at the charts right now, and then we can see what is a valid trend. Okay, quick look and the early look at the DAX this morning. So we have here we have two different trends. First, the main trend is facing downwards with its red correction zone. The secondary trend, or the subordinate trend, or I would say the leading trend right now, this is this one with its own green correction zone. The point of control, the intermediate price, the balanced price, the normal price is placed at 30,249 pips or euro by one contract, we must say, not pip, not points. It's dollar, it's euro, of course. So what we can do here right now in DAX, for example, quick reminder, we expect the Federal Reserve decision today. Nothing to do, nothing. Stay on the sideline, don't trade today. It's a big, big advice. You will never miss something. You'll miss your self-confidence if you break the rules, because you're watching yourself breaking the rules. And this is like an imprint to your subconsciousness. And if the next situation will come up, you will do and react again in the same way. So stick to the rules, watch yourself by sticking to the rules. And then you have a big chance to become successful in the future. This is a really important thing, by the way, with your subconscious, with your mindset. So now let's have a look at the running trades and the closed trades. By the way, if you want to follow the trades, then please come up to our trading spotlight community, and you see we have rising family community, family attendees. We have up 237. I love it, guys. And here you can see Jens, my continuous partner, and Paul, of course. We shared our trading ideas here. So the only requirement, what you have to do is open a real account at Admiral Markets and then put some deposit on it, and you get an access to this wonderful and lovely community where we share our trading ideas. So you can see my trading ideas, some comments on it, and then you can follow it. If you have any questions, give me a private message or type it here in the blog, and so we can talk about everything. And if you want to see my trades, then this is my FX Blue account here, and you can see we are here with pips. We catch pips, 250, 245 pips already now, and it's wonderful. And we started with 10,000 euros. We get a little bit down, and now we are back on track. And this is wonderful. So you can click the orders, then you can see my open orders, you can see the closed orders, and you see that's really, really good. We are on track. If you think this setup couldn't work anymore or will not work in the future, don't forget, guys, never forget, we are trend traders and I follow the trend. If you will never see a trend, or if you think this setup will not working in the next years, then please think about if we don't see a trend, if we don't see a trend anymore, then we cannot trade anymore, because trend is a logical consequence of movement and correction. And the basement, or the, how should I say, the cause, because the action or the reaction, the cause and reaction, you know, is the trend, but the cause is movement and correction. And the cause of movement and correction is the price. And the cause of the price and the movement of the price is the different perceptions of different traders. So if you think we don't have a trend anymore in the future, then you have to assume that we don't have traders anymore. So traders see the price, they buy, they sell. Sometimes we have more sellers, then the price go down. Sometimes we have more buyers, then the price will go up. And that's the consequence, we have a trend. That's all. That's the pure nature of trading. Okay. So now you see back, nothing to do. So we have two open trades already. This is Euro Swiss franc. Yesterday we jumped up into the profit. We were on the way back to the point of control, which is placed at 108.18. And now we get back in the correction. That's completely fine. We need the correction to continue the trend. A quick reminder, we work with big traders, and all traders have to follow the same rules. If you want to make money in trading, you have to buy cheap and to sell expensive. And if you have a huge account, you have to go in very slowly and quietly, that you can buy cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and then you can go up. So wait for it. The trend is still valid. Never intervene into your trade. Let the market decide how much money you will get. We have a big example here. And the second one is New Zealand Canadian dollar. You see, we are in profit with almost 90 pips actually. And here you can see it's a lovely trend. It's probability. It's a lovely trend. We saw the correction. Now we are in the move again. Now we are a little bit in the correction again. We have a stabilization at the point of high here. So you could see I trailed my alert at the last 0.3 with question sign. My stop loss is already in profit, and it's below the last 0.3. So it's a free ride. So I sold half of the position here on the lower side already. So it's a free ride. Let the market decide how much money you will get. You cannot know, because you're on the right side of the chart, you don't have an impact. You don't have an effect to the market with your account size. So wait for it and let the market decide. You will see, how should I say, if you will see a trend continuation, if you will have a close above my alert, then I will think if I can close the trade, but I will watch it and I will give the market the chance to continue the trend. Okay, yesterday we closed the trend. Why we closed it? This is US dollar, Canadian dollar. We made profit with it. So we started based on the rules here, outcoming of the correction. And then we saw a 100% correction. So the first target was probably here at 18% of Fibonacci. We took money out of the desk, from the desk. So, and then the market went up again without a trend continuation because we didn't have a close. The price came back and I had an alert below this last, around about this point here, that was 127.25. And I said, if we will have a close there, then we will close the trend, or I will close the trade. So just at the end, we made 35 pips. cut the losses, and let the winners run. This is professional trading. And now what we have to do now? Nothing. It's a little bit a trend, but we had a 100% correction. We are in the red zone. There's nothing to do at the moment. I have new trading ideas, and if you want to have more information, maybe about economy data, here on Admiral Markets, on analytics, of course, there you will find the Forex calendar, and you can see the press conference today, Federal Reserve decision, and all that all that number you can see here on this one. And if you want to see some articles about that, you can see latest on Dow Jones, read more. Here you can see whatever is important for you. You can see the articles, and then you will find a lot of information. But it's just kind of information, guys. Never let your trades based on this information. Informations have only the how should I say, the cause to bring movement into the traders. And as private traders, you have to follow your rules, no more, no less, guys. Okay, first trading today, Aussie Canadian dollar. You see we have a trend. We saw a correction. The correction went deeper than 38%. That's rule number 3. But we didn't see, balance candle. It's on rule number 4. We need all rules. So wait for the next balance candle, and then maybe we can go up. So let's see, maybe we can open a trade here. Oh, we can do it. There's a balance candle. Look at this one. Here is the balance candle. Here we had some balance candles. Oh, okay. We can open a trade there. So let's do it with two mini lots. So before the point 2 will reach, we open the trade here. And of course, your stop loss is there. And below this point here, as the last point 3 with a question sign, I will mark here an alert. So then we will have a close there. Then I will close the trade and will look for another chance, as long as the setup is valid and we will see the rules. So Aussie Canadian dollar. Next idea is Aussie New Zealand dollar. So here the same situation, put in your watch list because we need a balance candle. Actually, we cannot see one. And then New Zealand US dollar is the next one. Here we have a trend. So by the way, who asked me that? Just a moment, here was the question. Where is it? Here, Piotr. Piotr, here is that's the valid trend. So now you can see we had the move, we saw the correction, and then we had a big move up. We had a close above the last point 2, and this is a valid trend. So rule number 1 now is valid. Now we can wait for rule number 3. Rule number 2 is a young trend. It is indeed a young trend. Now we wait for rule number 3, a close below 38%, and then we wait for rule number 4, which means a balance candle, and then stop buy. Never limit, never market. I will explain in the next education sessions, and then we can make here a trade. So, can you please let me know which add-on you have emitted for the point of control? Oh yes, please write me an email. This is a special indicators market profile, and it's not priceless. But please send me an email or get in touch with me. Then I will give you the link to this indicator. So next one is dollar Japanese yen. But look at this one. We see the trend actually. This is the correction zone between the previous point 2 and the last point 3. We have a little bit secondary trend, which is facing downwards. And now actually we try to, you see, it's this one. We try to develop another subordinate trend and maybe this. But quick reminder, today we expect the federal rate decision. And it's, you see, we have an effect So again, here on US dollar, Japanese yen. So you see, don't trade today in this currency pair. Wait for it, maybe tomorrow or afterward, after the decision is coming out. What is your email address? Email address, Google it. Google it. You will find me. It's info@dowhow-trading.com, or you can see here. I give you just quick this. You see that's the homepage, tradingandpersonality.com, and there you will find everything what you need. Okay, so please be careful today, guys. It's really important. Be careful today because we expect a lot of numbers today, and stay on the sideline. That's the most important point today. And then we will see each other tomorrow. I want to say thank you to my host, thank you to Admiral Markets, and of course, thank you for your lifetime that you enjoy this. I hope you learned a little bit about trading, and I'm really happy that we can make this. And of course, we want to close this session with the words of Master Jedi, Master Yoda. May the Force be with you. See you. Bye-bye.